Firstly, I want to thank all of the faculty involved. When I was writing this and crafting this speech, I said I pronounced it Essai Journal, but I believe it's essay, so with the Essai Journal. Considering that it was a 28-page paper of a great deal of meta-ethical technical jargon, I want to just extend my sympathies to whoever had to proofread through it. Dr. K told me somebody had to proofread it, so whoever that was, I extend my sympathies. Thanks goes, of course, to Dr. K. Where's he at? Right over there. And my parents, Don and Ken Davidson, right up front. Second, I want to admit to you that an explanation of my paper in the short time that I have, would undoubtedly end in failure. In the allotted time, I cannot convince you that infants are persons with a right to life, but that this right of life can be infringed upon based on expected quality of life, and parents can elect for active life procedures for their chronically ill child. But I can tell you a story. Brian West was born in October of 1980 with a diagnosis of Down syndrome and esophageal atresia, meaning that, quote, there was absolutely no portion of the esophagus between the back of the mouth and the stomach. Doctors insisted that they could surgically fix the child, but parents were resolute in their refusal to give consent. They felt it best that Brian leave this world as painlessly and as quickly as possible, instead of having him go through an arduous ordeal of a lifetime of medical intervention. A court order was obtained, and surgery was performed. For 2 years, Brian underwent treatment until he could eat on his own. During this time, he had, quote, multiple surgical procedures and numerous periods in the hospital. His father states that when visiting little Brian, he would find him, quote, screaming in pain, and that he was spread eagle in his hospital crib for 6 weeks to keep him from pulling at his surgical wounds. His father continues, whenever he was awake, he was agitated and writhing in his bed. The doctors told us they had no idea whether he was in pain or not, but one look at him made your whole body cringe. The last the father remarks is, on December 21st, 1982, thank God he died. The CBS network aired a program that featured the West story. They received an anonymous letter several days later, and the author at that time wrote in part, he posed a question to his parents. What would Brian say? I would like to answer that question. I feel I have the right, since I was a very young child at death's door, undergoing excruciatingly painful medical treatment to save my life. I also screamed in mercy for them, the doctors and my parents, to stop what they were doing. I screamed so hard the staff took to taping my mouth shut to cut off the screams. Ask me now, was it worth going through? Do you appreciate what they did? No. My answer for Brian is, thank you, Mom and Dad, for wanting to let me die in my own way, at my own time, and with my dignity still intact. The author closes by saying, death is not so terrible. The plight of countless chronically ill children and their parents like Brian's motivated me to write this essay. It stands as an invitation to the reader to ask 2 questions. Do parents such as the West have a right to refuse consent to treatment for their ill newborn? Can we use active measures to cease the torment and anguish that children such as Brian will be subject to for the rest of their lives? The answer I assert to both questions is undoubtedly yes. Thank you for the brief moment of your time. Again, I want to thank the Essai Journal for the opportunity.